Do you remember midnight launches? I do. I loved them. They were a huge part of my teen life and my 20s, and they seem to have died a death recently. I don't know why, but in making all of these videos and being excited for GTA 6, I've been thinking more and more about what the hell happened to midnight launches. And will we be getting a midnight launch for GTA 6? I don't know. But it has got me thinking about it. And it's got me thinking about it in a way that has made me come to the conclusion that if we did get a midnight launch for GTA 6, I think it'll be the last midnight launch we ever have for a game of major significance. In an age of digital marketplaces and Amazon delivery, why go and stand outside of a god-awful shop in the middle of the night for no reason? Well, there is a few reasons. So let's talk about them, and let's get into the reason as to why I think that if there is a midnight launch, you should probably go to it. Midnight launches, like most things in gaming, started off small. It wasn't a big thing, it was just probably a store that opened a little earlier than usual to let people buy a game early. I tried looking for the first recorded sort of case of a midnight opening, but I struggled to find one. But I remember there is midnight openings for the old game consoles, like the PlayStation 2 for example. We have surviving archive footage of this console coming out and the midnight launch of it. Not only does this serve as an amazing time capsule, I mean, just look at how 2000s everything looks. It's, oh god, it takes me way, way back, but it definitely was a sense of community. Look, none of us are cool here, we all play video games and we're all nerdy in some shape or form, and this is a coming together of that shared fandom. Yes, gaming consoles bring all walks of life together to some way, but if you are at a midnight opening for a games console, chances are you're not the coolest cat in the club. But together we are, and there's a sense of community at these moments, at these places, and at these time periods where we all join together to have this little moment where we go, hell yeah, we're excited about this thing, let's go. These early 2000 launches really do epitomize that to a level I can't even explain. There is something about the vibe, there is something about the way it feels, there is something about the way it looks from the surviving archive footage that definitely does make it amazing to look back on. These are memories, people's moments in time that are now gone. Of course, with anything comes the commercialization of an idea, and midnight launches were not above that. Game stores soon realized that if they could open at midnight and sell copies early based off of hype, excitement, and people coming together, chances are people would probably spend more money in the long run. You're not just going to come and pick up your game, you're going to come and pick up the peripherals that go along with it, the strategy guides. God, you remember strategy guides? What the hell happened to them? Oh, the internet happened. But there was something about it that we could all go and we could go and pick up all of these things in one big package, and at the same time be in queue with people excited, talking with their friends and our friends and whoever else, and there was just this shared buzz. There was just this moment that you're all there and in it together. I remember my first midnight opening was actually for World of Warcraft. Yeah, it was for World of Warcraft, The Wrath of Lich King. Look, I'm not going to talk about this too much because it's a completely different topic, but I was at the midnight opening for Wrath of Lich King. I got into WoW during Burning Crusade, and I was in college. I was like 16, 17, and I wanted to go, so I went, and I picked up the game, and I brought it home, and spent 4 hours downloading it on dial-up internet, or DLS internet, or what the hell did I have, like 256k? It was terrible. Took ages, but I remember going to the midnight opening of this game in my local game store, and being part of that moment, and being like, this is such a cool feeling. There's almost like this sense of being being an adult to it as well. You're out in the middle of the night, you have got permission, because I guess at 16 I still kind of needed permission to be out that late, and I was there, with my friends picking up this game. We were all excited. We were all going to go home and play it together, and that is a sense that I can't explain. It's gone. It has gone. Even though it has become so much easier to buy a game with your friend and play it online together, that shared sense of excitement has gone. I remember the weeks leading up to this release, we sat and watched the goddamn trailers for it all the time, every day in media studies. Yes, I studied media in college. I was a loser, and it was an awesome time. I remember sitting there and watching this trailer over and over and over, and us talking about how excited we were, and getting into my mate's car and going there, and all of these things to lead to this one moment where we buy this game together. When GTA 4 came out, I'll be real with you, I didn't even know it had released, but my friend told me, hey, this game's coming out, we should go pick it up, and I was like, holy shit, is it? I didn't know what day it was, because during that time period in college, I was a little busy with extracurricular activities. Just to be really clear here, I didn't actually go to the midnight launch of GTA 4 because I had missed it, because I had no idea what fucking day it was. But I was at the launch day of GTA 4. Anyway, I was underage. I think I was 17, about to be 18 when the game came out, and in the UK we require some kind of driver's license or identification to purchase an 18 plus game. My friend, who thankfully was 18, bought my copy for me, and we both got to pick the game up and go home and play it and have a great time with it. But I remember standing in the queue for GTA 4. I remember the excitement for it. I remember the buzz, and then I went to university. We played games there. I went to the midnight launch for Gears of War 3 and Battlefield 3, and now's a good time to sort of mention, if you were lucky enough to go to one of the big midnight launches, sort of London, New York, or somewhere like that, you got a bunch of extra cool reasons to go. I mean, there was tanks driven down for Battlefield 3's launch. There was cosplays. There was giving away gifts and consoles and everything. Like, they incentivized you to show up en masse, and it was awesome. It was really cool to see. It was just a fun time. One of my absolutely favorite fun things they used to do was they used to hit that like and subscribe button. Got you, motherfuckers. We just surpassed 3K subs, and I'm genuinely freaking out. Thank you guys so much. Anyway, by the time that GTA 5 came out, I was so ready. I had gone out and picked up a PlayStation 3 ready to play GTA 5 on, because I didn't have a console at the time, which, is a situation I'm in the same way now, and I made a video on this recently. You can check this out here. Anyway, I had grown up. I had changed. I was prepared for a game release for the first time ever. I wasn't in my teens anymore. I was in my early 20s, and I was with a girl and my partner at the time. I kind of said to her, hey, I'm going to go to this midnight launch, and she was like, okay, sure, we can go do that if you want to do that. And I was like, oh, okay, you're coming with me. You're not going to hate this. And I remember standing in that queue with her and it not feeling the same. It didn't. I was part of this moment where these games had come out together, but I had gotten older. My friends around me had grown up too. Most of them had gone on to be, working in different fields. Some of them had kids. Some of them were living away and I hadn't spoke to them in years. The world, my world, had changed, but that excitement was still present. That game still came out. I still went to that midnight launch. I still have a poster on my wall that I got that midnight launch for GTA 5, but I have still to this day got memories of that midnight launch. It stuck with me, and the main reason it stuck with me is it was my last midnight launch. I've not been to a midnight launch since GTA 5 came out. That was 2013, and the main reason for that is I don't need to anymore. Game marketplaces and online distribution platforms have become so prevalent from all corners of the market that we don't need to leave our houses to go and get these games, because we can just download them. Or, I could always, if I really wanted a physical copy, just go on Amazon and buy it, and chances are, because this has happened quite a lot, Amazon might send it out early and I get the game early. There are so many different times where that has happened throughout the years, where games have turned up early on people's doorsteps, they arrive early, and in this modern day and age where, honest to God, if you can be the first to something, people will tune in to watch you or see your opinions on it, it definitely is an incentivization to do those things. So people buy online, and then they get it delivered by some overworked, underpaid guy in a van who's pissed in a bottle most of his day and is miserable as fuck. Consumerism at its best, guys, and we'll continue to do it, so let's make no airs and graces about it. If you're an Amazon delivery driver or a Royal Mail worker or a mail worker in general watching this, thank you so fucking much for your endless service. I'm so sorry that this industry doesn't appreciate you. I appreciate you for getting my shit here on time. But where am I ultimately rambling to? Well, I think that GTA 5 definitely holds a memory for me. Even though it's not like the best memory, it is the memory of me becoming an adult. I didn't think about it this way at the time, but looking back on it now at nearly 35 years old, I do look back at it and think, Christ, yeah, that was the moment I remember starting to feel like my old teen life was drifting. No one wakes up one day and goes, today's the last day I'm gonna go down the park as a kid, or the last time I'm gonna log into MSN, or the last time I'm gonna ever play League of Legends, or jump on my Xbox, or anything. Just one day, life suddenly happens, and then it becomes longer and longer before you do that thing again that you enjoyed. The next time you know it, it's been 5 years since you were online, and you've got busy with other things. And there's a part of me that does want there to be a midnight launch for GTA 6, not just because it's the biggest entertainment property to ever be released in my entire lifetime and your lifetime, but because I think we need it. More than ever, we stay at home in a world that is socially connected but more disconnected than any of us can even talk about, and we don't join together for these moments anymore. As a community, we are so spread out and so spread thin because there are so many different places for us to hide on the internet from each other. You've got X or Twitter, you've got Reddit, you've got YouTube, you've got Discords, and all of these dilute down the way that we all interact together. Midnight launches are about us coming together as a community, especially in your local area, and having those moments together. Are they perfect? No. The waiting sucks. Sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's freezing cold, sometimes you are stood there for hours on end, sometimes the stock actually has run out. Like, these things do happen. It's not perfect, but there is definitely something to that moment that I think is gone. And I think it's something that we should have one last hurrah at. I'm not saying bring it back, but I think GTA 6 should have a moment that we remember like that we can look back on, because some of you guys have never done a midnight launch because there's never been a need to. In your lifetimes, you've probably never gone to one. I think it's an experience that we should have, and I think it's something that you should go and experience if it does happen. Yes, it is the least efficient way to play it day one because it is not downloaded at the second it releases and you're not at home, but there is something in it, guys, and it's a feeling I cannot explain to you. You might think it's cringe, you might think people are lame that go to these things, and for the most part, you'd probably be right. There are definitely clips online that 100% expose this fact in a way that makes me, when I watch them, physically recoil. But the excitement and the nostalgia I feel when I do see them is amazing. GTA 6 is going to be the biggest game most of us ever see. I don't think that anything will surpass this on the hype train that we have, and I'll be very surprised if there will be a GTA 7 in my lifetime. So this might be the last time I get to really experience all of these things together. That's one of the reasons this channel was created, was to create that sense of momentum that comes with us all being excited together, talking about things that are fun and interesting, and theorizing on everything that could be across the next 12 months before the game comes out. That's why I started all this. Midnight launches feed into that philosophy, and they feed into that excitement that you should have for this game. I don't know if you've ever been to a midnight launch, and I don't know if you've ever experienced one, so if you want to let me know if you have, I would love to hear your gaming stories. And if you want to tell me about whether you think we should have a midnight launch for GTA 6 as well, I really want this discussion, because I think it's an important one. And I'm not saying Rockstar will take notice or the game shops will take notice, but I think it's something that we should be talking about. Maybe you don't agree with me. Maybe you think midnight launches are a relic of the past and that digital marketplaces are a much better idea. Maybe you think that midnight launches are stupid. I don't know. Let me know. It's an open discussion. Regardless, be excited for everything we have to come, and even if we don't get a midnight launch, maybe we can just continue to replicate that excitement while we're here right now. I've been Fez. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Side note, it is fucking like 37 degrees outside. I live in the UK, I don't have AC, and it is so hot, I want to fucking die. This has been the worst edit ever. Please like and subscribe to make me validate the pile of sweat I've been sat in for the entire day. That would be great. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye.